What is going on, everybody? It is the Gadget Reviewer here, and I am back with another video. Finally, after, what was it, 2 years of non-posting and other things. I wanted to make this video for a while, but I didn't know how to structure the video, so hopefully this will come out as insightful. If you want to get one of these devices, maybe for college use or high school use or whatever you want, you can definitely check out the searches in eBay and Amazon, but it's better to go on eBay because it's cheaper. Though hopefully you'll learn something in this video. So yeah. Also, I have a website. It's down in the description. I post videos on there about a month or 3 weeks earlier than what you guys are probably seeing on my channel. I make it unlisted, but I post it, and then I put it on my website. And then after 3 weeks or a month, I take the unlisting off, and then I'll make it public. But I'll do that on pretty much every video that I make on this channel, and also on TGR Gaming's channel. If you want to see my gaming videos, because I have a Life is Strange Let's Play coming up. I know I'm late to the curve, but hey. And if you also want to see more tech videos like this, definitely check my website frequently, because I'll post up new videos a lot on that first. So, for the time being, let me show you guys this here. This is the iPAQ 210, and these are in a series called Pocket PCs. Sorry, I kind of stuttered there. Pocket PCs, back in the day, they were useful in that they were pretty much the mobile version of PCs, as the name kind of suggests. You could put it in your pocket. And it was mainly made for business professionals, those that needed to be on the go and take their work with them. That way they could do editing and different customization features on their documents and other things on the go. So when they got home, they could just synchronize it with their computer, and all the information is synced up. Nowadays, or at least I should say later on, Pocket PCs have become sort of an independent identity. It's sort of like it didn't even need a computer to work or function. You could actually download things through CAD files, which is sort of like the equivalent of an EXE file, which would install it immediately into the device without the need of a computer to do it, and you can just run it right then and there, and you wouldn't need the computer. So, and then of course nowadays we have the App Store, which automatically organizes all the apps we would ever need and installs it right then and there. So you can see how the evolution has come with mobile devices, starting with these little guys here, the Pocket PCs. This originally came out, I believe, in 2007, but Pocket PCs have been around since, I believe, 1998, 1997, somewhere around there, with the Palms, and then of course with the Windows mobile devices, or Pocket PCs, and these are actually Windows mobile devices, but they're all within the category of Pocket PCs. Nowadays, though, people are wondering if it's actually useful anymore, if it's worth buying or getting. I'll try and explain my points on why it is or why it isn't later. But let me just show you a little bit around this device. This is one of many that you could possibly get on eBay, because they're not exactly wanted anymore. People don't use them, but I use them not only for college, but just in general. It seems like it's very useful. And again, I'm going to try and convince you on why that is. So you can see here we got a mono speaker. We actually have two speakers on this device. One right here, as you can see, the mono speaker. But there's also one on the front, right behind this HP logo. As to how I can get it to work, I don't know. But I do know people have told me that this is an actual speaker to be used with Skype. And yes, you can get Skype on this. We also have a power button, as you can see here. There's an ambient light sensor to automatically brighten and dim the device. And let me say right now, this is the most responsive ambient light sensor I've ever seen on a device, even today. As you can see here, we have a beautiful 4-inch touchscreen, and the design is almost similar to that of the iPhone 4. Even though this came out in 2007, you have this little band that goes all the way around of silver, black on the front and the back. The only difference, of course, is that this is a matte finish, and I prefer the matte finish to the glossy finish on the front and also on the iPhone 4, because it's much easier to hold in the hand, and it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out as much. On the bottom here, very interesting, these lines of devices. Well, specifically this one, because it has two charging ports. It has a USB port, well, a mini USB port, and it also has this proprietary port. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, there's no difference between the two. That is not true. This USB port charges with, I believe, up to 1 amp of speed. This guy charges 2 amps. Of course, they both charge with 5 volts of power, but this guy is needed to perform USB host. You can actually plug in things like a USB mouse, USB keyboard, even a USB fan, and use the power in the device as the USB port hub. So that's pretty cool, especially for a device back in 2007 to have that functionality. That's really cool. And from what I remember, this is the only Pocket PC to do that. You have a voice notification, not voice notification, a recording button. I almost forgot the name of it. And then of course you have this little back panel which slides right off and reveals the what would be original HP battery, which would have a capacity of 2,200 milliamps or 2,200 milliamp hours. Of course, that battery was not in the device when I bought it. It has this kind of generic, whatever that says, Cameron Sino battery, which is 2,000 milliamp hours. 4 little buttons here. 2 of them are actually, or should I say 3 of them are actually programmable to the user. 1 of them is not actually programmable. It's complicated to explain. You have 2 expansion slots up here. You have a compact flash and a SD card slot. Both of them are expandable. The storage inside, if I remember correctly, is somewhere along the lines of 128 megabytes, which of course nowadays is not that much at all, but really you can install a bunch of apps on this thing. Stylus here, this is not the original stylus. I just put one in here because it didn't come with one. If I already said, or if I didn't say, there is a headphone jack here for listening to music, and a microphone there. That's pretty much it for that. So let's turn on the device here. But here we go. So this is basically a look around it. This is the main screen, as you can see. It'll show you the date, the time. It'll have a little task manager up here if you're upgraded to 6.1. It originally comes with 6.0 Classic, and you can upgrade it to 6.1 just by going to the website down in the link below. So you can definitely upgrade it anytime you want to, using the website down in the description. It has Skype, it has Task Manager. Well, it doesn't come with Skype, but it has the ability to download Skype. Tasks, emails, web, all kinds of things. Now, just looking around, it looks kind of like Windows. It's a lot different. As you can see here, it has a print viewer. As to whether or not the print viewer works with modern documents, no, it does not. It only works with 2003 documents. So if you do make a document in Word or PowerPoint or Excel on your desktop, make sure you convert it to 2003 and this will print it no problem. And it does have Wi-Fi, so you can use a Wi-Fi printer or a Bluetooth printer or even a serial printer with that USB host functionality that I talked to you about earlier. While I'm talking about it, let me just show you, or at least tell you, some of the reasons why this is useful today. So the first thing that this really has that is very useful today is battery life. One thing that I don't like about most phones, if you put a lot of apps on it and the processor gets going really fast, you're going to lose battery very fast. It's going to happen, unless you have some of those new phones with better processors and better battery management. It's going to happen. You're going to lose battery. So with this one here, it's almost like you don't even have to charge it almost ever. The battery life that I've witnessed while listening to podcasts, working with PDFs that I've saved or downloaded from a lecture or a lab or something that I've had, it just lasts a long time. This battery charges to about 94% because it's older. Again, back from 2007, that was about 8 years ago, 9 years ago now that we're in 2016. It's been a while, but it still charges up to, like I said, 94%. Lasts at least in my use about 7 or 8 hours, and that's with pretty heavy use, with Wi-Fi almost always on. with the web browser, it has an auto off thing. With all that, it just stays on for a long time. It lasts a long time. You're going to have no issues with it running. And that's one reason why it's useful, which ties into the second reason, in that it's a secondary device for you to use with your cell phone. Because this has, I won't tell you that yet. I'm going to show you to you, but because this has very awesome features on it, you can use this as a standalone device, have your cell phone in your pocket or something, and save the battery, because many of the things that you would normally do, like check your emails, work with office documents, and things like that, you can do on here. So that's really cool, actually. And that leads into the third point. It has Office. It has Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and also OneNote. OneNote is cool, but it's not as extensive as modern PCs. It's really cool in that all of the Office applications are included, and if you download the Office 2007 upgrade or 6.1 upgrade from Microsoft's website, which again, as of this video, is still available, but get it while you can, it converts it into 2007 Office files, which still work with modern Office files. So as you can see here, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, and Word, they all work well, and they're all really cool. And I just kind of wrote down some things about certain Pocket PC pros and cons. You can read that at your own discretion. That's it there. So as you can see, it has OneNote, everything that you would probably need. And the coolest thing, because they charge for Office 365 now, of course, even though I have Office 365, it does get pretty expensive if you're not a student. Because of that, this thing has Office included, and if you make your PowerPoint and your Excel files and everything on this thing, well, not PowerPoint because it doesn't do PowerPoint, but if you make, let's say, your Excel and your Office, OneNote, Word, things like that on here, and download the Excel viewer and the Word viewer on your desktop, you can just view the files there. You don't have to necessarily pay for it, because you pretty much already paid for it with this device here, and it's free for life. Another thing that's very useful, especially for college students, is the tasks and the calendar appointments application. And I'm not quite sure how many, actually no, there's nothing pretty crazy on here. So it's very cool. You can take a look at your tasks and weekly statuses at a glance. As you can see here, take a look at your monthly appointments, and then of course your yearly appointments, if that even is visible. It's really cool because you can really manage the day ahead of you, especially with room numbers. If you need a room number that is kind of difficult to remember, especially if this is your first day or first week of college, it's good to write it down here. You can just pull it right out of your pocket and see it. And because it updates automatically, as you can see here, it's got the stuff here right there. So you can actually see your next and upcoming appointments, not only what's coming up today, but if it's at the end of the day, then you'll also see tomorrow's appointments. So that's cool, really nice. And then of course tasks. So if you have homework and things like that, you can write it down and then just check it when it's done. So that's cool. So that's really useful for college. One of the most useful things to do with these devices specifically, and if I can remember what button it is that turns on the recorder. So notes here, as you can see, you got notes right there. And then these are all my recordings. And you can actually start a recording by going to View Recording Toolbar, and there you go, you can record. Now, this isn't some, recorder that only lasts about, what, a minute or two. No, this literally lasts as long as you have memory for. And that's where these expansion slots come in. So I have an 8 gig compact flash card in here and an 8 gig SD card in here. So that's 16 gigs right there. And I can put all of these recordings on one card. And this will literally go as long as the battery goes for and as long as your memory goes for. So you can have this as a recording software for your lectures. This will easily record at least 1 hour of lectures. And then of course you can adjust the quality of your recordings, as you can see here, by going to the global input options, and there you can adjust the quality of it. I keep it set real low so I can record even longer audio files. So that's really cool. You can install things, and that's another thing about this that's positive. You can install plenty of things that can pertain to your lifestyle and your use. For example, I got a podcast viewer here to listen to podcasts. I got a video viewer to watch videos because, of course, the onboard Windows Media Player doesn't really allow for many files today. I got a calculator for, obviously, calculations. I have a Weather Watcher app for that. TCP/IP is really useful. As you can see here, Skype, remote desktop to connect to other computers, and Bible viewer or Bible reader, games, different games I have, and I forgot to install Pocket Nester, which is an NES emulator. Is it good? It's okay, but it's useful nonetheless. Again, a print smart viewer, so you can actually print things from it, and of course the calendar and things like that. But you can install several different files.
Alright guys, that does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.